Welcome to this special podcast. Today we have the honor of talking with the famous philosopher Umberto Eco, who will speak to us about his text Semiotics in the Next Millennium. Thank you for joining us, and let's begin with the questions. Could you briefly explain to us what semiosis is?
Thank you for inviting me to your podcast. Well, semiosis is the process through which signs produce meaning. It's not just about a word or an image, but about the entire chain of interpretations that arise from a sign.
Very interesting. And what can you tell us about semiotics phonemes and semiotics?
Semiotic phoneme refers to the distinction between sounds, the objects they point to, and the idea those sounds activate in our minds. And semiotics goes a bit further. It is about thinking of semiotics as a philosophy, meaning that it's not just the study of one particular system of signs, but rather the general phenomenon of how signs construct meaning.
You also mentioned the dynamical object. What does it mean?
Well, yes, the dynamical object is the reality that exists outside the chain of signs, the one that triggers the creation of a sign, even though we can never fully grasp it. This also reminds us that the semiosis is not just a mental game, but that it always has an anchoring in the real world.
In your text, several new words or curious expressions appear, such as millennium bug or semiotic web. What role do they play in your reflection?
Okay, some of them are neologisms that illustrate how semiotics is opening up to new areas. For example, millennium bug is used jokingly to refer to technological fears, and semiotic web reflects that semiotics today extends like a network of different approaches. I also talk about artificial intelligence, cyberculture, and cognitive sciences, because all of these are a part of the future of semiotics.
Well, to conclude, what connection do you find between your ideas and everyday life today, especially with the media and social networks?
We are surrounded by signs, from advertising to social media posts. Globalization and the media show us how an idea can go viral in seconds and how our interpretations change depending on our culture and experiences. This confirms that semiosis is the key to understanding contemporary society.
So, how can your theory help us with today's modern problems?
My theory says we are always reading signs, but we must interpret carefully. Media and globalization can make one message viral in seconds. Semiotics give us tools to ask, what does this sign really mean? Or who created it? Why? This is very useful today to avoid manipulation and to understand our society better.
Excellent, Professor Eco. Thank you very much for this conversation and for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me to your podcast. It has been a pleasure. Bye.